10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Competition plus, it is time. What's up, all my people? To all you drag racing fans out there, to all you good people that watch this show, thank you. We've come to the point of this year where it is the end of the season, but there's still so much to talk about, still so much to yak it up about. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on my co host of tonight. No, I'm not the only one. This is my brother, my other brother from another mother. This is Darren Williams Jr. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Glad to be here again. Another episode of the Competition Plus Power Hour. Let's get it.
I know, man. It's like if I'm not here, then you're here for me, and now Lee is not here. You're here for him. Everybody's switching it up. I got a different background, but man, what a show we got going on here tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we got three-time top four world champion Antron Brown. He's going to be joining us here today. And then pro stock racer Shane Tucker. Shane Tucker out of Australia. He's going to be joining us here tonight. So all around packed show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get right into it, man. Where you want to start off with first?
I don't even know, man. Like, cause we of course we can obviously talk about what's up, Mikey. Obviously, we can talk about Antron, but he's obviously coming on the show. I have some insight, in interactions with that whole thing of him going down to the
Mhm,
snowbirds. But man, snowbirds, what an excellent event. I mean, we've
mhm.
always said it on this show. We've said it everywhere else that it seems like as soon as racing is done in Pomona, everyone packs up, goes back to Indy or goes to California, takes a little vacation, and then everyone just moves down to the Florida region to where, I mean, drag racing, any type of racing, motorsports does not die down in Florida for the off season.
Nah, for sure, for sure. I mean, these independent races are so cool. You have the baddest door slammers, the baddest door slammer drivers all in one place in the state of Florida going at it for big time money. And I tell you what, they put on a show. And how about our boy? Obviously, we got Antron Brown on the show tonight, but how about our boy pulling it off in Pro 275? I mean, Antron is a racer's racer, isn't he?
Bro, I called it the other day. You hear it a lot in the circle track world and in the different worlds. Like the guy is a wheel man. Like if you
Mhm.
ever hear about it, from other places, you always hear them say, "Oh, that guy's a wheel man. He can wheel anything. He can do this.
Yeah.
He can do that." But I mean, he's an all out athlete, and I mean that's what it takes. It takes someone who's an athlete to be able to do that kind of stuff. And I mean, all the winners down there, Jim. He won obviously the main show, the Outlaw stuff. You
Yeah.
had Stevie Fast Jackson out there in the pro mod. You had Lyle Barnett out there in the pro mod. Grudge race Lyle Barnett versus J.R. Carr. 10K on that. And so if you watch Stevie Fast Jackson, he was up there saying, he put a gap on him. So I mean, I think honestly, like what we're seeing in drag racing, especially after what we saw, I'm gonna say after Minnesota, we saw a
Mhm.
lot of drag racers come into themselves and bring that trash talk and that smack talk into the
Mhm.
NHRA rounds.
Nah, for sure, for sure. And what I love too is, with every stick and ball sport, you always got to relate to the stick and ball sports, but a lot of the big time athletes, in the summertime, they work on their games. They go to these independent leagues and stuff like that and work on their games. And I like to see more, more NHRA guys go out there and do some things, mix it up. I mean, I want to ask Antron now. And I'm like, I'm gonna ask him this. I'm like, hey, so you went to Florida or you went to Bradenton for the snowbirds. You ever gonna come out west and get a frontage and top fuel dragster at the Marsh meet? I mean, let's see. I would love to see Antron behind the wheel of a frontage and dragster.
I think that's a great question for later. I'm gonna zip my mouth. I have nothing to say
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
said, you know what I mean. Like, but you okay? This is one thing, and I can give you some grief on this,
Mhm.
because you related to stick and ball sports, but really you're talking about a ball sport. You're mostly talking about basketball, but you're a
You already
Lakers
know.
fan as you're a Lakers fan as I am. But you see, one thing that's nice about our sport is that we have. Well, I can't even say it. No, see, I digress now because what I was gonna say I can equate that to one person, but I'm not going to point fingers or say name. But I was going to say we don't have too many people that flop or cry about a call that they're not getting or anything like that. But like I said, I digress. So yeah, on to the
Who
next
who
topic.
who are you talking about, Sam? Just real quick. I know this is a drag racing show, but who are you talking about? Just throw his name out there.
What you mean? Who?
You're talking about a certain player, right? I know who you're talking about.
Oh, I don't speak of immature little people. Just like we don't speak of those immature little people in drag racing either. We won't speak of them in other sports either.
I love this
You
comment
know,
from Scott
a
Malthus
good
though. He
a
real quick,
good
he
you know
goes,
a good example. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go, Sam. My bad. You go.
I was gonna say, a good example of someone to look at in basketball would be like someone like Kawhi Leonard, good, wholesome, you know, athlete, plays both ways. But shout out to San Diego State.
The guy who never plays, who tore his ACL 2 years ago and still doesn't play? Really?
Hey, still getting paid though.
You're right. You're right. But anyway, we got a comment here from Scott Malthus. He says AP could drive a freight train down a dirt road. And that's definitely true. I mean, like, you think about it. Pro stock
last
motorcycle,
year he
top fuel.
last year he was in a midget car. So just saying.
Exactly. I mean, like we've been saying, Antron Brown is a will man. He could will anything, and I'm excited to have him on here tonight and talk about his foray in Pro 275 this past weekend and talk about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, oh, for sure. And I mean, Drag Racing Central, I think he said it. There was a lot of big news coming out in the drag racing world today. And I mean, that's what this time of the year is, especially when you look at Facebook or any other platform right now, you look at,
Mm,
Competition Plus had an article, Drag Illustrated had a couple of articles today. I
mhm,
mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out. And I think that this is that time of the year where we see that where we're going to see, all these big announcements. So I'm
mhm.
going to ask you here, what do you think the biggest announcement that you saw today on social media? Which one would you say is the biggest one for you?
I would have to say the biggest announcement. I would have to say, well, first off, not today, but obviously we saw that Jim Campbell will not be returning to Jim Dunn Racing next year. I feel like it's a tough break. Jim Campbell, a great guy, great driver. Jim Dunn has commented on Jim's driving a couple of times this past season. Most recently in Pomona, he made a funny comment. But Jim Campbell, great guy, great driver. Hopefully, he lands on his feet sometime soon in a new ride. But I think overall, 30 under 30 came out today for Drag Illustrated, and everybody who's on that list is very deserving. You got guys like Bobby
Wait,
Bodie,
whoa, 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 whoa,
Jasmine.
whoa, whoa! Time out. Pause. Pause. You're skipping ahead. You're
What's up?
skipping ahead.
What's
You're
up?
skip. Wait, that's on the list. I got the
Okay.
list.
Oh, my bad.
That's
My
for
bad. My
that's
bad. My bad.
that's further down.
My bad.
But so
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Jim Campbell thing. I think, I mean, from what you saw from the kind of the press releases of that, I mean, he seemed very positive of it. His
Yeah.
Facebook page, seemed very positive of it. That his racing career, that he lands on his feet,
Yeah.
and everything like that. I think that I mean it just sucks to see him go out in this way because in Pomona he ran his best time. So
Yeah.
it's like he went out. It's kind of bittersweet, right? It's like, dang,
Yeah.
he's gone, but he just did so good. But at the same time, did that happen at the right time? Like he runs his best time with the team and then leaves. Like they always say you want to leave when you're on top. So
Mm.
I mean, is he leaving at the right time, or is it like, dang, this we had already made this decision. Now you come out and you pull out all the stops.
Well, I think when you run your career best ET, I think you're hungry for more. So I think Jim Campbell's hungry to get back behind the wheel of a Nitro Funny Car. But I mean, not many people could say Jim Campbell. I mean, excuse me, Jim Dunn has had a lot of drivers, but not many people could say they've driven for the legend Jim Dunn. So I think that's pretty cool right there.
You got
I would
some
know
people saying they know.
Kenji again,
Uh,
Kenji Okazaki.
yeah.
Oh, Kenji.
Honestly, when it comes to that, I mean, PRI is only a couple of days away, so you're obviously going to see that. Um, maybe is Nitro high in the future for you? Don, that's a great question to ask him. I mean, I think he's got his eyes set on a few things right now with being a team owner, and yeah, I mean,
Mm.
that's where that is. Drag Racing Central is saying the Jim Campbell thing is all comes down to money. Jim must have ran out of money. I don't think that because, like you said, that there's been some comments that have been made. There's been things that have been said. I mean, if you walk around the pits and everything, there's a vibe or aura about it. So, I mean, that is what it is. Here's another one about Jim Campbell. Um, So, I mean, there's a lot of people with their opinions. All I have to say is that you don't know. I mean, you'll find out here in a couple of days. I mean, what is it?
Well,
Thursday, they're making their announcement.
Well, we all know Jim Dunn is a legend in our sport. I mean, one of the greatest to ever do it. And he's been hard on all of his drivers. Kenji, he was hard on Kenji. When him and Al Hoffman hooked up, I mean, I don't know how that worked out when Al Hoffman drove for him because those are two butting heads right there. So he's been hard on all of his drivers. That's just how he is. He's old school. But so I'm not surprised he made comments. I mean, that's just Jim Dunn. But yeah, like you said, making an announcement Thursday. Let's see who they go with next. I mean,
Hey,
who's out there?
there's a few people that are out there. I mean, there's a
Mhm.
couple of people that have said they wanted to step up into, um, into this rank. So I mean, like I said, man, everybody just chill because I'm gonna tell you right now, Thursday, Friday, and maybe a little bit of Saturday, but by Friday afternoon, if you're not, locked into what's going on social media from PRI, I mean, you're gonna know everything. I mean, by 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon,
Mm.
Indy time. I mean, I think all the announcements by then will be made, unless there's something that happens, you know, Friday night or Saturday morning. So, um,
Are you
silly
going to PR?
season is in full swing. Am I going to PRI?
Yeah.
Do I look like I'm at home right now,
I don't know. I can't tell. I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, actually you are home. Yeah, but you don't live far from Indy though. You're like driving distance though, aren't you?
bruh?
Are you? No.
I don't even know. I got to look
Well,
now.
well,
Now that you
why you look
say
that
that,
up? Why you look that up? Curtis goes, he was hard on his son, and then Glenn Owens says maybe his son Mike. So what if we see Mike Dunn back? It's not going to happen, but what if we see Mike Dunn back behind the wheel of a funny car? That'd be pretty cool.
I am 16 hours away from Indy if I were to drive from home.
16 hours.
Yeah, bro, I'm not close.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
we we
closer
we
now than I was earlier today.
we know who is going to be there though. The man who goes
Who?
to every race, every Lee Craft, the Monday morning racer. He will be at PRI.
Yeah, and so speaking of that, I don't even know if our insider's coming on tonight, so
No,
I'll digress for a little bit.
no, Bobby. So Bobby will not be coming on tonight. His plane got delayed and he has to take care of some business. So Bobby will not be on tonight. So we could just,
Okay.
talk, and conversate throughout the insider portion.
Oh, okay. So I'll just kind of go like this. So a little bit of insider news, if anyone was wondering. Here we go. Breaking news from breaking news. Hold on, let me do this like they would. Breaking news. Insider reports tell us, Darren. Here, breaking news. We're flopping back and forth. Darren, can you hear me live in the studio?
I can hear you.
Okay. Breaking news, guys and girls. Please stay attention to Competition Plus's page. The Monday Morning Racer, Lee Craft, and myself will be live from PRI in the Red Line Oil. We'll be in the Red Line booth doing a live show. We'll have random pop in guests talking to you guys, interacting with you guys. So if there's any questions about news that's coming out or potential drivers or anything, we will have that news for you guys. So that is a little secret news, a little insider edge. But yes, we will be doing a live portion from the show, Lee and I, Thursday and Friday. Um, but that is some breaking news for you guys. I mean, we're really excited about the opportunity that somebody wants us to do, live interactions, talk with people, talk with consumers, guests that are walking around, people that we see, and we never know who we're going to grab. And the good thing with Lee and I is we're not just stational. So maybe, on the last part of the show, the last 15 minutes, we might just walk around and chit chat and talk. I mean, Darren, we don't know what your schedule may be like, but maybe hop you on, and if there's someone that you want to get a quick question from. But you've never been to PRI?
I've never been. No, never been to PRI.
So for you, like, you've heard about it, you've seen pictures, what would be something that would you think would attract you or a new fan in the sport to maybe potentially want to come to that?
To me, it looks like a huge networking event. I know a lot of sponsorship deals gets done down there. A lot of business talk gets done down there. So just going for the whole experience. I've never even been to SEMA also. So next year, the plan is to go to SEMA next year after Vegas, and then the plan was to go to PRI this year, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it out there. Lee Craft tried to get me out there, but no, just going for the networking, making connections, and seeing how all the deals go down behind the scenes. That's something I would love to see up close and personal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think one thing that's really cool about the whole PRI adventure and everything that goes in with that is just the mindset of everyone's on a level playing field. You know what I mean? Like, everyone is out there talking, interacting with each other.
Mm.
I always call it's like that end of the year party. I was explaining it actually earlier to Buddy Hall because Buddy's coming and he's like, man, he's like, I was kind of wondering about it. And I'm like, well, what are you wondering about? And I'm like, he's like, how would you describe PRI? And I say, PRI during the day is like that first day or like that summer where you go to school and you're picking your classes, you know, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, like I got to go over here and I want to see where my class is over here. But then I know I'm supposed to be over here at this time because, like, for me, for football, we had a football thing that we had to go to. And then you got to go over here, for the track team is doing this event. So you got your little schedule and you're like, okay, I got to be here, here, and here. But in between, you get lost and you're like, oh, look at this car. Look at these new rims. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And as someone that owns a business that sells race car parts and now on the social media side of it, I'm playing double duty, right? So one of my badges is, like I always used to do it. The first day I go was always like I'm doing my social media stuff. And then the second day I would go was always my car parts, stuff. And
Mm.
so it just kind of went back and forth depending on what was going on. But PRI it's a two-sided dragon. It's like double-sided sticky tape. And
Mm.
Lee obviously got to experience that last year of with what PRI is truly like.
So Sam,
The day life.
so
What's
tell us
up?
about the after party though, from last year, if
That's
you
what
can.
I was.
Tell-
That's what I was going to relate to here. I was going to see if Lee still has the video in the queue. I don't see it, which is very, very great. But it's double sided sticky tape, and that's what I was telling um, Buddy Hall is like during the day, it's everyone's talking, communicating, and making A to B deals, B to B deals. But then at night, it's like that friend that's always throws epic parties by the name of uh, Murder Tundra, aka JT, and the whole DI Drag Illustrated crew. They throw that epic party like you went to in high school, right? Your friends from your rival school were there, but this party is totally different because everyone is dressed in all black with racing hats and racing attire, or some people are dressed up, and you never know what you're going to see. And funny, I get this. Cue the video of me dancing. I have it on my phone, but um, here. I don't even know if I can pull it up, but yeah, it's fun. I mean, you get Lee out there on the dance floor. It's a good time. It's a good time to be had all around.
It's something I definitely want to experience in the future, but what I'm really looking forward to this year is just seeing, like you said earlier, the big time news that's going to drop, maybe Thursday or Friday, because, we're full effect in the silly season right now. I'm curious how everything's going to stack up, for the 2023 NHRA season and for drag racing overall. So I'm looking forward to all the big announcements. Why you queue up that video right there, Sam? You wanna talk a little 30 under 30 now, or want to get into that?
Man, nah. Can I have a salty moment before we like actually dive into that?
Let's do it. What's up?
I think they need to change it to like 32 and under because I'll be 32 at the end of this month. So like next year when they do it, I'll still be 32. So like every year I miss that train and that's on
Mm.
me. But yes, that's man, look, anybody that's in this sport that's doing it, that's under 30 years old, like you said, the people that are on there, that list is unbelievable. I mean, with the names that are on there, you have names
Mm.
like Sarah Slaughter,
Mm.
um, Jonna Dunn. You have I
Bobby
can't even think
Bodie,
of the list. I got Bobby Bodie's on there.
Bodie Jr.
Oh, yep, yep. What's his name?
I got
Greg Anderson's son. You got the list?
I have the list, but not everybody's name. Oh, here we go. I got the list right here. So you got Kelly Kondratic. I'm not going to name off everybody. I'm just name off probably people know. Cassandra Powick, obviously, social media and everything like that. Who else? We got Jonna Dunn. You got Ida Zetterstrom, obviously driving top fuel overseas. Jay Bodie Jr. I just mentioned him. Bobby Bodie. Who else we got? Sarah Slaughter. I mean, a lot of great names on this list, and Amber Franklin. Obviously on the PDRA. So obviously, a very deserving list of all the people on there. So a great list overall. I think they got it right.
Yeah. And I mean, and you know, everybody says it. What does PRI really do? It wraps up one race season, but it gives everyone like, okay, whew, like I can finally unzip and pull out my shirt. Like I've been wearing the same polo all year long. I can finally relax. But then also it kickstarts the new, season. Like, because
Mm.
once that's over, I mean, you're trying to make those A to B deals. You're going to see on social media, oh, I made this deal or I talked to this person and whatever. Oh, here's one from 20. Oh, what did I just do? 2018. We won't have any music, but here you guys go. Here's 2018's dance moves. That one's actually in the Drag Illustrated video. So, I mean, I was asked to put on dance classes um, before the PRI event. I mean, it's it's
Hey Sam,
serious.
don't end up on double O. All right, after this event, don't end up on double O. All right.
No, 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 no. No. Sam's turned over a new leaf, and we don't party that hard. Okay, for everyone that was wondering, let's see if I can cue this. Here's last year's. So yeah, there's a little clip from last year. But all right, other breaking news. Let's get into the breaking news of drag racing today. Elite Motorsports comes out and they bought JR Cars Mountain Motor Pro stock, and they bought two cars. So you got Erica Enders driving one. The queen of Door Slammer is going back to the roots of Door Slammer. Everyone is talking about this. Here it goes right away. Boom. Elite Richard Freeman. Um, Richard Freeman's going to be driving one, and Erica. What do you when you think about that? I mean, Elite made two huge announcements today. What do you think about that?
Man, they just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. It is awesome to see Erica Enders going Mountain Motor Pro Stock Racing. And I tell you what, I think she's gonna be just as badass in Mountain Motor Pro Stock as she is in NHRA Pro Stock. I'm looking forward to see how it goes. Richard Freeman jumped behind the wheel of a Pro Stock car too. I mean, this is epic news right here. Like I said, Elite Motorsports turning into the biggest drag racing team in drag racing right now. So really cool to see. And
Yeah, I mean, what they're doing in pro stock is the same, is equivalent to what Don Schumacher did, in fuel, in Top Fuel and Funny Car. I mean, just have these teams and having this umbrella that people can come to, and what used to be KB Racing, they were starting that umbrella too, and I think that's what it needs. And pro stock needed that revamp.
mm,
And I'm just wondering now, with them doing that with Mountain Motor, now does this give, like, the way I look at it is it gives Elite a chance to say, hey, you want to come and be an elite, and I'm no pun intended, you want to be an elite pro stock driver? We're here. We can get you into a mountain motor for a little bit less, maybe not as much out of your pocket. Now you can get some notoriety, you can get some sponsorship underneath your belt, and we can provide you that platform to move you up into pro stock if that's something that you want to do.
not sure. So basically, like a feeder system, basically.
I mean, that's the way. Right away when I saw that, I'm like, if that's not the smartest thing since slicing a loaf of bread, I don't know what is.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
I mean, you know what I mean? That's like someone being invested in a college team, or that's like, I mean, hate to go back to stick and ball sports, but it's no different than what, the whole controversy is right now with Deion Sanders, is what he did with leaving Jackson State and now going to Colorado, right? I mean, he first was at the high school ranks. He stepped out of the high school ranks with his son, went to, you know, quote unquote Mountain Motor. He went to an HBCU, and now he's into a Div 1 in the Pac-12. I mean,
Mm.
they go hand in hand, right?
No, for sure, for sure. And like I said, big time news. I'm really looking forward to see how Erica Enders does. So does this mean, with joint events with Pro Stock and Mountain Motor Pro Stock, can we see? I'm sure Erica Enders will be pulling double duty then.
Yes, and she legally can too, because remember we've
Yes.
had this problem before with drivers saying they wanted to go into two different classes. But since Mountain Motor is not under the Camping World umbrella, when she's in, like she can run. So like on her weekends where like Pro Stock doesn't come to um, Brainerd, they have technically had an off weekend. She can come in the Mountain Motor, you know what I mean? Basically, I mean, in all reality, her spare trailer that holds her second car, swap that out, put the Mountain Motor up there, and there you go. I mean, in all reality. So I
Has
think,
the
just like Mopar Man is saying, feeder systems are intelligent businesses.
So has the Mountain Motor Pro Stock schedule come out yet? Because I know that the Pro Stock schedule has come out. They're returning the Brainerd this year, which is a smart decision having Pro Stock at Brainerd. But I believe they won't be in Epping this year. I think that's one of the races they'll be missing is Epping, but they
Yep.
will be in
Yeah.
Brainerd this year.
No.
So yeah,
Yes. So I don't know. But it just, I don't want to say it takes away, but it's cool to have Mountain Motor in Brainerd. I mean, that's one of the races, that's one of the staple races of our racing season
Mhm.
for everyone involved. You know what I mean? Like Indy's a staple because it's Indy, right? Like you have to go to those certain tracks that provide that atmosphere that's like no other. And I think having that mix of Mountain Motor Pro Stock and Pro Stock there, I think that would be really cool.
No, for sure. I want to give a quick shout out in the comments to Mopar Man and Glenn Owen, giving a shout out to Kristen Powell and Jim Epler back in the day when Kristen Powell used to drive that Sequent and Reebok Top Fuel dragster back in the day. So I just want to give a shout out to them. We love the drag
Yes.
racing history in the chat. So real quick, just speaking of drag racing history, this past weekend in it's not technically Long Beach, California, but Wilmington, California, I attended the inaugural Lions Automobilia Foundation Hall of Fame induction ceremony. They had the first ever Hall of Fame class. They inducted 5 members. Don Perdome headlined the event, and it was a suit tie event, and it was awesome. They kicked off the event with cackle cars, nostalgia top fuel cars in the parking lot. They called it the War of the Lions, obviously paying homage to Lions drag strip, which was a staple here in Southern California from 1955 to 1972. Started off with cackling the cars, and you went into the museum. If you've never been to the museum at Lions Automobilia, it is great. A lot of cool drag cars in there, a lot of cool old school cars. That a cocktail mixer, a silent auction. They served dinner. And then obviously, they inducted the 5 members. And also, they celebrated the 50-year anniversary of the last drag race at Lions Drag Strip. It was the 50th anniversary. And they actually had some of the winners there, too. Carl Olsen was there. He actually won the last race in Top Fuel at Lions Drag Strip. Tom McEwen won in Funny Car. Obviously, Tom McEwen has passed, but Don Perdome accepted the award on his behalf. And it was all-around great event. You had Steve Gibbs in attendance. You had TV Tommy Ivo in attendance. Donnie Couch was there. Roland Leong was there. Just so many legends. Of course, Don Perdome, like I said, he headlined the event. Just an all-around great event. Ed Escuderian was there. He's 101 years old, and he sold the show with his great speech, and was greeted with a standing ovation after his speech. So what an all-around great event. I want to thank Lana Chrisman, daughter of the legendary Jack Chrisman, for welcoming in, for the great hospitality, serving me dinner and everything like that. All around just great event, and keeping up the history alive of car culture in Southern California. All around just great event. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
We are back. Thanks to Weldon Pumps for all they do, the support, the just being here along with this ride for us. I mean, it's great to have them with us. Breaking news here. Mike, no, I will get to go on the right with less horn and chick magnet, but in the wow. Lee, my boy, you told me you were going to be wearing this chicken suit at PRI. That was the deal. You guys see this? Lee is always trying to figure a way how to get out of doing something, and he's not going to be wearing the chicken suit. I don't know. Hey, what about this Pro Stock? Before we get into our first guest of the night, speaking of Pro Stock, NHRA announced today Pro Stock Motorcycle and Pro Stock will have a call out. It was posted, I know there. I saw it on Angie Smith's page, but they're super excited about it. But what do you think about that? Like the call out, the shootout is now trickling through the classes.
I love it, and we already know the first call out in pro stock is going to be Greg Anderson and Eric Anders. You already know it, and with Angel is going to call out either Eddie Quaywick or whoever takes over the bike in Vance and Hines. So we already know that's the first call outs right there, and we already know Steve Johnson and Matt Smith is going to be a first round matchup as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for the smack talk. Hopefully, they talk a little more smack than the Nitro drivers did. That's what I'm hoping for.
But see, I think that class, I think even in pro stock too, not just pro stock motorcycle, I think we got some trash talkers in there. You know,
Yeah.
I want to see people come out like I want some shade to be thrown, as a kid say
Yes.
today. They want to see them throw some shade. I don't know, but without further ado, why not bring someone in that understands what it's all about in the pro stock world, who's doing it, who's coming back, and looks like he's traveling right now. But without further ado, our first guest of tonight is Mr. Shane Tucker. What's going on, man?
Hey guys, nice to have me on. Have me, really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually got to talk to you. I think Door Slammers, the first year was we did some shooting in your pits and talked with you about everything. But just kind of catch us up on everything that's going on and what you've been up to.
Mate, yeah, we've had a busy, I guess, last 6 years. Originally, I come over to race in 2014 and we did 10 races. And in the meantime, ended up starting a business over here, which we were doing in Australia, and it sort of blew up and took over my life for the past 5 years. And fortunately enough, we had a equity buyout last year and finished that up this year. So we've got some chances to go to a few races next year. So we've got some good partners excited to announce in the coming weeks who are on board with us next year. So man, can't wait to get back out there. It's been a long time coming.
So Shane, great to have you on here tonight. I know you mentioned you have some great partners that you're going to announce soon. So I don't want to say anything right now. Could we not announce anything right now, or can we got to keep it a secret?
They're going to be a PRI this year, but we'll make an announcement in a few weeks. But they're excited to be on board. But I can give you some inside information. So the guys are a payment processing company called YourPay from Australia. Actually, some good friends of mine. They experienced NHRA drag racing for the first time in Vegas at Pomona, and they were blown away. They were excited for the opportunity, and they could just see the opportunity to leverage their business with potential clients and whatnot. So I'm excited to have them on board, and it really is the first opportunity we've had to be able to run all 18 races and do it properly. So I can't wait.
Without further ado, might as well bring them on, right?
Hey boys, how are we?
Man,
We're doing good. We were just speaking about this, so I mean, perfect opportunity to bring you on and talk about everything.
No, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, John Upper here at YourPay. We're a merchant services company based out of Australia. We've had a really long relationship with Shane and Rob, and we're pretty excited to get right behind the boys and see what they can do. It was pretty mind blowing to come over and really experience my first event in Shane's last race in Las Vegas and get a taste for it. See the excitement, the anxiety, the false starts. Hey Shane, and we're really excited to really get behind the guys and invest some money and some brand and also try and capitalize in the American market from a payment processing perspective.
So
yeah, and that's cool to see, to have you guys, like you said, want to come in and be involved with the processing and everything that you guys do. And like we all know, I mean, the drag racing industry, we break stuff, we got to buy new stuff. Everyone's using different kind of card systems. So why not this be a perfect fit for you guys, right?
It's true. It's so true. And look, the interesting factors are that the landscapes are so different from Australia to the US. So we're very blessed. We've just come to the tail end of an agreement we've put together with a company called MyCamp. They're one of the bigger ISO companies in America with access to 22 different banks. So from a solution perspective, we're really excited to what we can bring and what we can offer to that motorsport space.
And so, is it pronounced Gia, correct?
Jai.
Jai. So Jai, excuse me for that. So great to have you over here in the NHRA. Really cool to see you guys over here. I want to ask you though, so obviously it was your first race. What was your experience? Obviously sponsoring a pro stock car. But what was that experience like when you experienced your first Top Fuel dragster? What was that like?
Oh, mate, look, I won't lie. It's a bit of a funny one. I've never actually been to a pro stock event. Back home in Australia, you go to these different speedways and you get nowhere near the people, right? So here I was, that standard Australian that comes to America and calls his wife on FaceTime, and he's standing at the pit lanes, and the Top Fuel boys are about to take off, and I look around and everyone else has earphones on, and I seem to be standing there with a FaceTime on an iPhone, and my heart almost fell out of my chest. So it was super, super exciting to see it and witness it. And like I said, I'm excited to see more of them.
Shane, so for you, having someone come on board with you and experiencing all this for the first time and saying, you know what, this is something that we need to be a part of. Like we need to be a part of this, and we want to support you and back you, for you and for, I mean, just who you are and your personality and your swag that you bring to NHRA and to Pro Stock. Explain what this does for you. Explain how you feel about that.
I guess, man, it's we had really good success in Australia when we ran full time, and came to the US, and mate, as everyone knows, NHRA can be fairly humbling. Haven't really had the money to do it right, and for the boys to believe in us and give us an opportunity is huge. And we hope we can really put our best foot forward and make some inroads. We've been working on our own engine program this year, which made leaps and bounds, and hopefully we can continue on that. It's just a credit to my dad and the hard work he puts in, and I think he's super excited to get behind it. So we got some exciting news with a new crew chief coming on board in coming weeks as well. So that's really exciting. I mean, it takes a big team to put this thing together, as everyone knows. So hopefully we can run pretty well next year.
So as far as your pay on social media and everything like that, so everybody's on the live chat can go and support. Where can we find you guys on social media so we can go out there and support right away?
Yeah, look, our biggest thing at the moment is we're still structured from an Australian perspective. As of this week and prior to the PRI event, all our new US domains will be set up, but you can find us at www.yourpay.tech, TECH.
We will put that and pin that down in the comments so everyone can go and check that out. And that's one thing
Really
that we like to shed light on, especially, on this show and in across drag racing. We promote people to go out and support, our vendors that come back and support us. And I think that's the part of the B&B deal that I know Shane wants too, is that he doesn't just want your name on the side of the car. It's
sure.
You guys seem like it's, a friendship, it's a partnership, and he calls you the boys. So here in the States, I mean, the boys are the boys, and it's always good to have that, and for our people to come out. And you never know, like I know one other vendor that I've bought, it's called Ignition System, ICE Ignition. They're out of Australia. I don't know if you guys know them, but he comes down to the PRI show. So I mean, for me, that's cool, because now seeing Shane or someone, if he's there, I can integrate you guys together, and that's what it's all about.
For sure, man. Look, I think the biggest thing is relationships, right? And we're not recreating the wheel. We're not doing anything differently. But at the end of the day, if you can work with people that you want to work with, and you can ensure that the experience that they get is second to none, I think that's the most important thing. And Shane and I, like I said, our relationship is quite deep. It's quite long. We've been through some different things together, and we're really excited to back Rob and back Shane, and to also support fellow Aussies coming over here into a big scene. The guys have been here for a long time, and I think it's time, hopefully, as a collective, we can support as much as we can to give them the opportunity to succeed a little bit more.
Awesome. And so for you, Jai, obviously, this whole drag racing community, it's one community, it's one big family. Have you been able to meet any other, sponsors, anybody else within NHRA has kind of welcomed you in, anything like that?
Mate, I met the guys through Shane on the first event down at Las Vegas. He gave me a little bit of a tour, and like I said, it was more overwhelming and mind blowing to be honest, to just walk around that whole speedway and really just understand the size and scope of what this business is and what you guys as a collective have really put together in that industry. I met TJ at Jegs. That was really cool, and then I got to see him race Shane in his last event. So That was a really exciting moment. But no, looking forward to obviously opening some more doors and getting walked into a few more off the back of Shane's relationships and also Rob's.
All right, so I have to ask this question because I even had to look it up. So for both of you, but Shane, for you to go first, describe, is it Vegemite or veggie? How do you say it?
Mate, it's Vegemite.
How do you say it?
It's Vegemite. You haven't tried it.
Vegemite. Okay.
It's got to be Vegemite.
So Shane, what is it?
I guess it's like a vegetable extract, so it's a little salty. Mate, I would suggest eating it with butter.
No, it's not.
What is it? Right?
Mate, it is the best spread you will ever get to put on a piece of toast.
So is it like what's the stuff that everyone uses here? Nutella or something?
Oh no. Nutella's like a chocolate, like a chocolate. I don't even. Yeah, how do you even explain Vegemite? Actually, it's
nothing like a chocolate. Just to be clear, guys.
thick and pasty is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, the texture is similar to axle grease. That's the texture of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
My next question is, okay, if you guys think that, you guys should bring some to the track and we should taste it. But if you're saying it's like axle grease, like no way. Like yeah, like
it's messy.
No.
It's messy.
Best to taste it dry on a week.
Yeah, it's true.
Axel, yeah. I'm Googling it over here. I mean, it looks like, I don't know, Vegemite is a thick brown Australian food spread made from leftover Breyer's yeast extract from the I'm done. Like
it's better. It is better than it sounds. It really is. But you got to. It's not just about the Vegemite. You got to complement it with the half-cooked piece of toast. You got to get the margarine or the butter. You got to get the whole blend, right? It's the whole experience.
It's a process. You can't just dip your finger in the jar, mate. I ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah. Cut up your little Vegemite soldiers. Split them into 6 different pieces. Bingo.
All right. So when you come back to a track, bring some with you, and I guess we'll have to do a competition plus like taste test live from the like. Is it good to have like water on hand? Like what will flush it out though? Like there's got to be a drink that like
nothing. There's nothing that's gonna flush it out, bro.
There's nothing that'll flush that out.
Nothing.
Oh no. Man, I'll let Darren go first and I'll video. How about that?
Nah, don't put me in this. That's all you. Don't put me in this.
We gotta have. I mean, so Shane, you're in a car right now. Are you in Indy for the PRI show?
I'm headed to see Jai for dinner. I'm running late.
This is what he does, right? This is the Tucker that we love.
So I've got a dinner in LA, and then we'll fly out to PRI. I think we've got to head over to see my camp. They're based in Scottsdale. Do that tomorrow, and then fly out to PRI on Thursday. Spend the day there Friday, Saturday. Obviously do the rounds. We're going to have Jai, pulled from pillar to post, seeing a few clients. So it should be good, man. It's exciting to have the boys over here and get them involved. So we made some good headroad in the first initial conversation we had. It seems, as you said, boys, it's a big family out here, and everyone seems really keen to get on board. The good part about your pay is they're very unique, right? So every deal is different. So your payment services might be different to the next guys, and the boys are a boutique company, and they make it suit whatever suits you guys. So which is really neat. So there's not a deal I won't see them get done. So it's exciting.
Well, just because you're on here now doesn't mean anything. Love to meet you guys in person. So Thursday, if you want to stop around the Red Line booth or, send us a text or an email, we'll be there doing a live show. So, I mean, it sucks you guys can't. Everyone's saying that I need to be the person that tries this. Like, I'm probably I don't know if I'm the right person. I'm probably the pickiest person eater on this show. So, but hey, when you get
Sam, you know what? I think my old man's coming in town, and he lives in North Carolina, and I guarantee you he's got a tube of Vegemite in the house. So
I was just thinking it, Tux.
There we go. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been to PRI, you know Friday morning is probably not the best time to be trying a new different food after
that's the
going.
perfect
Yeah.
time you need a veggie one, mate. Slight hangover from the DI party. That's your wheelhouse right there.
All right. Well, I mean, if he's coming down, somebody's got to bring some. So here you guys go. If
Right
yeah,
now, make sure you pack it, Rob. Make sure you pack the veggie one.
Yeah.
One thing I
Oh,
don't
man.
understand with you guys, how come you don't have fresh bread over here? Like, you have a bread that sits on the shelf and literally will last a year. Like, what's the deal
Dude.
with that?
I was literally just talking to someone about that. Like, we don't have like any bakeries anywhere anymore.
bakery.
Like,
It'll
no.
sit on the shelf and I'll come back to mum and dad's and have the same loaf of bread they've had for a year and it still looks the same.
Is that right? Wow.
No. Literally, if you leave bread, if you take a loaf of bread, right? Like, I'm horrible with bread. But if you take I just found this out, thanks to TikTok and other things, but if you take a loaf of bread and eat it and you don't eat bread that often, just stick it back in the fridge. It'll stay good forever. Like,
Really?
I look there, like, seriously,
I didn't know that.
No, I don't put anything in the fridge. Ketchup doesn't go in the fridge. Mustard, like, condiments don't need to go in the fridge because you go to the store, they're sitting out. They're sitting out. They're already warm. So why would I put it back in the fridge? But yeah, I found out if you put bread in the fridge, it stays good. And I'm like, who would have known that? Like, but there's nothing better than going to like Red Lobster and getting those fresh baked rolls. Oh yeah, none beats that.
Anything's better than the shit you find at the gas stations.
The real question is, where are you guys going to eat today out in LA? Where are you guys headed to out in LA to eat?
We're heading over to Catch. Catch?
Where's that?
Catch in LA.
Oh, you haven't heard of Catch? No, Catch in LA. Yeah, it's just in West Hollywood. No, really good, really good spot.
Okay.
The guys have got a couple. I think they've got 3 or 4 across the US. But it's it's awesome food. They put on a really good experiences, guys. Like you go in there, they call it a bit of a hybrid model. So you go in there, just have a nice little meal, and then the meal steps up because the music lifts and the lights kind of dim a little bit, and I don't know. It's great little vibe.
There you go, Darren. You live there and you don't even know about it.
Yeah,
Slacker.
I never go west. I never go west or north. When I live in LA, I either go south or east. I never go north or west. Never. So,
bro, I'm that typical Australian tourist, right? That just gets it all wrong.
Too much traffic. So I stay away from going north or west. Nowhere to park and too much traffic.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Jai? Too much traffic, bro. Hour and a half.
Don't you start. You had one job. Your job was to organise how to get to Scottsdale, and he books us a car that I can't clearly drive in the US. I would have no idea. And we've got to jump in this truck, this semi-trailer truck, for a 6-hour drive to Scottsdale. Don't you think that's a bit of a stitch-up for someone that's not used to the American way of driving?
And you're doing that in LA?
No. You pushed it out and now you're fine. So it's over.
I had to put the foot down, boys. I had to. I couldn't be stuck in a car with Shane for 6 hours. It was going to be too much.
So, Shane, for you, getting back into the full season, you're a very athletic man, and you do a lot. What does it take for you mentally and physically to prepare yourself for a full pull?
Look, I think my personal opinion on that whole deal is I think if you stay fit and healthy, you're sharper. And the big thing for me when I was only part-time, when you turn up, you really had to be on your game. We don't test enough. So keep my fitness up, stay on track, and hopefully we get some testing in Bradenton before we go to Gainesville. So but personally myself, mate, just try and do what I do and get a bit more laps in before we go to the start of the season and see where we go.
Yeah, he must be driving closer to Darren's neck of the woods. The internet is starting to fade.
Shots thrown, man. You see how he does me? Dang.
You got to be quick, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a good show. I mean, we all like to have fun, throw a couple punches. So for you, Jai, how many races do you think you're going to try and attend on this season? Like, what do you think your schedule is going to be like to be out at the track?
It's a good question. I mean, my opinion against my wife's opinion are probably two different things, but I would like to get here. I'm going to say every fourth or fifth. So probably what's that, like 5 or 6 times a year. I'm kind of fortunate. My business partner, Chris, he comes out as well. So we'll kind of alternatively do it. So I think that'll work really, really well. But no, I've got a little fella at home. He's just gone 8 months. So I think, as you could appreciate, it's probably the best time, of their life in that first initial stages. So it's something I don't want to miss, and it's just getting the balance right. And that's what's really, really great about, again, Shane and educating Shane a little bit more around what we do as well, right? Shane is the ultimate ambassador, with the way he presents himself, with the way he acts and manages. So, in hindsight, hopefully I can be here a little bit more than I can actually say I can.
I like how he started that off, Darren. His schedule versus the wife's schedule.
Don't worry, my wife was quite surprised that I managed to time leaving to go to PRI Rider School holiday starting in Australia. So
Yeah.
timing.
And Shane, for you, just the state of pro stock, the year we're coming off of with Erica, having the dominating season, obviously KB Racing going in a different way next year. The new Ford program that's supposed to come in next year. Just your overall opinions on the state of pro stock as we head into 2023.
I mean, it's never been tougher. And for a part-timer to come in and do this thing, it's so hard. I think the last 2 events or 3 events have been separated by 16 cars by 800ths of a second. Love it. I mean, that's what we're here to do. I mean, we love the competitive nature of it, and that's what gets us up in the morning to do this. So, I mean, it's getting stronger, and I know there's a couple of familiar faces coming back next year that's going to make it even more interesting. So, can't wait to get amongst it, and hopefully we can do some damage.
Are you planning on doing the full pull next year? The full all 18 races?
Yeah, that's the plan. So, yeah, it's exciting to have that opportunity, and come the end of the year, hopefully we're hanging around come countdown.
I was going to ask you. I was wondering, countdown must be on your list of goals to accomplish this year, making it into the countdown.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, look, in the end, it's all going to come down to putting the right team together and making sure we got spare parts. Spare parts is hard to come by at the moment. I mean, there's such a big wait time. That's a big problem for a lot of teams out there. So I think we just got to stay ahead of the ball game there and make sure we got good power going into Gainesville and we got the car right too. And hopefully the driver doesn't screw up too badly.
All right, so I've been thinking about this the whole time, and I don't even know why. But Shane, you are in a car. Are you in like an Uber or a Lyft, or what are you in?
Sorry, man, I missed that.
Are you in an Uber or are you in a Lyft right now?
I missed all
of
that. Of
course, his See, he's playing a game.
Sorry, back it up. Cut. Go again.
I'm just wondering. Okay, are you in an Uber or are you in a Lyft right now?
I'm in an Uber.
So does your Uber, first of all, I know I saw that. So first of all, does your Uber? We need to ask the Uber driver a question. First of all, does your Uber driver know what NHRA drag racing is?
Look at this, boys. The closer I get to LA, the worse the service gets. It's all right.
No. I was just wondering if your Uber driver knew what NHRA drag racing was.
Mate, do you know what NHRA drag racing is? What American doesn't? What American doesn't, he said.
I like this guy.
I love it.
Okay,
I love it.
So, all right, so we're gonna get everyone gets to ask him a question. So,
do you know who Shane Tucker is?
No.
We're not there yet, boys. We're not there yet.
You don't. So you don't introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Shane Tucker. I'm an Aussie, and
Absolutely
Oh man, come on. All right. So you have to ask him. Besides Shane Tucker, who is his favorite drag racer and why?
favorite. Man, that's a good question.
No,
Ask
not
the
you.
driver, you goose.
You have
What's
to ask
that?
the driver. Ask your Uber driver.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Downey.
Oh, okay, I like it.
Downey.
I like it.
Yeah, Shirley. Yeah,
I like
very
it.
cool.
Why?
He said why?
Why?
Proud. She was groundbreaking.
She was groundbreaking for the time.
Mongoose gentleman.
And Tom Mongoose McEwen.
Yes.
I guess they were trailblazers, right? Yep.
Wow.
Maybe,
I like that
maybe
guy.
I need to be
Yeah, I do too. I like him too. Yo, that Uber driver
All
needs
right.
to get the biggest tip, yo.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Okay, Shane, tell him you're the driver. He pulls over, you drive, and we ask him the questions.
Maybe I should be driving, and you should be asking me questions. Well played. He said I don't have enough experience in Uber. Valid. That's valid.
All right. I like this guy.
I like it. Yeah.
Darren, you got any questions for the Uber? Like, this is a new game show. Like, ask the Uber driver.
I
you know?
mean, it's perfect right here. Mopar Man says Snake Mongoose. So I mean, I guess he likes Tommy Kuhn over Don Pernomore, I guess.
Yeah. What's his favorite class today?
Hey, what's your favorite class at the moment?
Top fuel and funny.
Top fuel and funny car. Yeah, obvious. That's obvious. We walked into that one, didn't we?
He was
Boys,
going very
ask you
strong
boys,
there for a while.
What's your
Okay.
favorite class, boys? I could ask you guys.
Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nitro Funny Car.
Jai, your favorite class?
Oh, I think Top Fuel purely because I'm a virgin to the sport, right? So to be able to see it take off and hit those speeds and just the noise, the sheer noise and the volume of it throwing you, that's a bit that really got me excited.
All right. I'm a door slammer guy. I've always been one. I've got an 87. I talk about it all the time. I got an 87 Fox body sitting in my garage right now. That's a grudge car. I am a through and through. I'm a door slammer guy. I don't know what it is about it, but there's just something about, being locked in those doors. I mean, I don't know. So
Smart, Sam. Smart guy.
I try, I mean, it's hard.
Hey, Sam.
That's it.
Oh, there you go, Shane.
What's up?
I was going to say, it's sort of one of those deals just with the pro stock deal with me. I mean, I grew up around it my whole life. So it's like following your what football team do your dad follow? You generally follow that same team. Generally with pro stocks the same way. So I was brought up around it. So no, you don't, Sam. You don't. He's
My
probably
dad's
a Cowboys
Chargers fan.
Okay.
Oh, I think if my dad was a Cowboys fan, I think honestly we would have gone rounds when I was a kid because I absolutely hate the Cowboys. And my dad's actually a Chargers fan, and I'm a Raiders fan. So yeah, bad blood. Household.
I lived in Dallas for 6 years, right, when we were building a business, and it's one of those things. Dallas fans, this is our year. Fuck, come on, man, it's never not your year. Wait till you get to the playoffs and actually win the division, and then you can say maybe it's this year. They say it too early every year. So anyway,
you got to have hope. All right, Darren, what were you going to ask me?
No, I was just gonna say, I think we got to figure out how to get the Uber driver to Pomona. I mean, obviously he's a big drag racing fan. We got to get him out to In-N-Out Burger race at Pomona in March.
There you go. Let's do that. Shane, you're gonna be at PRI. We'll run into each other. Get his information somehow, some way, and Darren and I will work out a way to get that guy tickets to.
Very cool.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. Let's try and do this, Darren. We're gonna get him tickets, and I think I can text Bobby and try and figure out a way, but maybe get him to the starting line and
Yeah.
He's probably already been baptized by Nitro, but it's cool to have a guy come on the show, totally random, have an NHRA Pro Stock driver in his backseat, and the guy is like actually a true fan. So Shane, if you can do that for us, if he's okay with it,
hold on.
I think that's something that we should do.
Hold on. Last question for the Uber driver, because I got John Forrest plastered up here like crazy. What's his thoughts on John Forrest? I need to hear his thoughts on John Forrest first.
He's got that.
Another groundbreaking, amazing icon in the drag racing sport.
Another trailblazer icon.
Love this guy.
Tell him to give us his best John Force. We need 5 seconds of what he thinks John Force sounds like.
Best Force memory that you have?
The snake that his car with hearing that, and then just hearing the sheer power of those cars are just insane. It goes right through your chest.
Seeing Force for the first time with Prudhomme, I reckon. Just the impact, and I think that's everyone's opinion, right? When they see a fuel car for the first time, they feel like they're actually something like they're dying or something.
Heart attack.
The actual brain ground is below your feet.
It's true.
It is.
1 second, guys. What's up? You're supposed to be on the show.
I think he's on the phone with Antron Brown.
AB's late again, is he?
Oh, they're giving you crap, bro, on here. I will send you the link right now.
That's unfortunate with Pro Stock. You got to almost tip the thing over to be spectacular for people to notice. All
right, send it to you right. That actually was AB. He's like, bro, I'm trying to like, yeah, who knows? Technical difficulties, but for you, Shane, right now, I mean, randomly asking your Uber driver, this question of like, what do you know about the sport that you do? How cool is that to know that, every day you could be walking past someone that knows who you are, but maybe not exactly recognize you or understands the sport that you do. And, I think as drag racers in the community, we're not out and very vocal about it. Like, hey, I'm a drag racer, like basketball or football. How do you feel, just during this experience of saying like, this guy knows what I do for a living?
Man, it's a credit to what you guys do behind the scenes more than anything. To get the word out. I mean, it's exciting to see where the sport's come over the last 20 years and where it's headed. So I think the mainstream media is exciting stuff. Get us outside of our circle too and into the mainstream media is pretty cool. So we've got some cool relationships next year that we're going to try and do that with. We've got a tequila brand as well that myself and a few buddies founded a few years ago that we're going to a relationship with a company called Hollywood Branded, and their whole deal is they work with to get your product on shelves and obviously in the mainstream media, placed on TV sets and movies and whatnot, red carpet events. So it's exciting. They're going to leverage it to bring some people along. So it'll be interesting for everyone too. So I think that's a good talking point when you talk about what you do, as far as marketing goes in a company like that. That we've got a race team. People come along and I guess they don't really see the sheer size of the whole setup. So it's pretty cool. So, mate, extremely excited where the sport's come and where it's headed for sure.
And obviously in Pomona, we saw Maurice Dupont make his return in 30 years, bringing over Floyd Money Mayweather and everything like that. But for you, Shane, obviously, drag racing is big in Australia. We've seen a lot of Australians come over to the States and race. But for you, being a lone Australian racer in pro stock, do you ever feel like there's any job for you to try to, open more doors for guys to come over and race here in the States?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's getting probably more attainable now. Years and years ago, it's a race to the top with money in this deal, pro stock. I mean, I hate to say it, man, but it's just to run these things, especially pro stock. I mean, we can't go and replace our cylinder head with the one sitting on the bench. I mean, you got to work on this thing, day in, day out. Dyno, cylinder head development, Spintron. I mean, it takes so much effort with a lot of smart people to do it in pro stock, which makes it difficult. And I think unfortunately, I feel that if you really want to make a run for the top, that you need to have your own motor program. I mean, no discredit to the other teams like Richard and those guys. They got 6-7 teams out there, but in the end, Richard Freeman's car's at the front. So, people might, they argue, and I'm sure he gives everyone a good shot. But in the end, if it was me and I had another team car, I'm going to give them the best. But when you're sitting there in the engine shop and there's one slightly better than the other, where's it going? I'm not saying they don't give them the greatest stuff, but I mean, it's obvious. I mean, it's the shop car, it's the house car. It's going to get the best stuff and the best attention. And I mean, I'm sure the other ones do get. It's obvious they get great attention. And Erica does a fantastic job, and she outdrives everyone. And that's why they deserve to win championships. But I really feel that if you want to, control your destination, you need to have your own motor program. That's only my opinion.
So for me, my final question before we let you guys go, and hopefully Shane makes it there in time for dinner before they close. But for you guys, this is a funny question, but I've always got to ask it. And I asked Shane this back at the World Door Slammer Nationals. But for you, Jai, what does it mean for you to have the best looking male pro stock driver supporting your company all year long?
Oh. If only he was a little bit taller. We're probably blessed that he's quite short. He fits in the car quite well. But no, mate, I don't even know how to answer that one.
Mate, lucky he's wearing a helmet.
It's true. You are, yeah, very true.
That was a good way to end it, Sam. That was nice. I like that.
I mean, I've been like I said, I threw that question out to him in the World Door Slammers. I'll have to find that video.
Right?
And he kind of just did the same thing. He's like, really? But yeah, I mean, had to throw
right up for Friday morning, bro, for you. Coming your way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like 2 tablespoons of Vegemite now instead of just a little sliver. But you guys have a great time. We can't wait to see you guys down in Indy. And yeah, chit chat more about what this upcoming race season looks like and the news that you guys have dropping.
Thanks, boys. Really appreciate your time.
Really appreciate it, guys. And thanks for letting me jump on here and spread a little bit of the word about your pay. And look forward to seeing you guys over the weekend.
Sure.
Yeah, and make sure you comment that in the comments so then we can plaster that everywhere for you guys.
For sure. Done.
All right, thanks guys.
So
have a great time. Man, always nice to have them on here to chit-chat it up with, people that we don't get to talk to that much. And it's great to see other companies from elsewhere. But we're going to break to a commercial. And then right after, man, I think we're going to talk a little Pro 275, a little smooth like the baby butter, as you say. Brother man, you're going to hear stuff like that. We're going to talk to the man, my other brother from another mother. Actually, my big brother, my idol, someone that I look up to and talk to all the time, Antron.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
And just like that, we got the mailman on himself, A to the B. What's up?
The mailman.
Chicken mail. That's why I call him the mailman.
The Carl Malone, the mailman.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, boys. I had to, I'm looking at my retirement portfolio, ain't looking so good, so I got to go back to work.
It's got to look a little bit better, maybe. I mean, after winning the Snowbirds, I mean, man.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Talk about that.
Hey, man, I ain't got nothing to say, man. I was out there just having a little fun, man. I went down there with Manny Bajinga and his whole crew, and they put me in Fred, man. Fred ain't no joke, Daddy-o. Fred ain't no joke. You got to show up. But the thing about it is that we were out there on the mission, and it's one of those deals when you just mix good people together, great things happen. And that's what happened at the Snowbird Nationals, man. It was it was one of those deals where it was a blast, man. It was a blast. And man, I always love the small tire arena. I remember watching Lynch back in the day with Steve Petty, the old school notchback Mustang, come to Englishtown, New Jersey, and put the work in, brother. Put the work in. And now full circle, I never thought like 15 years later, 16 years later, whatever the years went by, that I'll catch myself in a small tire door car with some crazy amount of insane pro line horsepower, brother. So it was just incredible, man. I had a great weekend, and I know a lot of people didn't know, but Sam, you know when I went down there, you hit me up. I was like, Sam, I'm about to go do this thing, and you're like, what? I ain't going.
So no. He's trying to downplay it. I'm gonna just say this. First of all, there, you see how he come on there, man. I was just driving. He was acting like he tried to play it off like he excited. I don't care what anyone says. AB is excited. We were on the phone, and I think he texted me or called me or something, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming down to PRI." And he goes, "All right, I got something to tell you." So I'm like, "Okay, like what's up?" So then he's like, "Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna do it yet, but I got an opportunity to drive. I got an opportunity to drive a car, and I think I might go down to Bradenton." He's like, "Are you going?" I'm like, "No, I don't think I am." He's like, "Well, if you change your mind, let me know." So I'm like, "Okay, what is he up to?" Then he's like, "All right, I'll just tell you." It was like that long suspense. Like, "I'll just tell you." He goes, "Man, I'm gonna go down and drive a Pro 275 car. I haven't told nobody yet, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do it, man. I think I'm gonna do it." And so I said, "Okay, cool. I'm not telling nobody." Right? I kept my mouth shut. Then everybody's hitting me up. "Sam, did you know? Did you know?" Nope, I didn't know. I'm finding out just like you are.
I was wondering how this all came together because I go on social media and I see Antron Brown's racing the Pro 275. I was like, how long has this been in the works? How did this all come together? So, Antron, fill us in.
Yeah, the way it came together is I have a good friend of mine named Carlo Calinado. That's like my brother from another mother, man. We've been knowing each other since like 2001, race RC boat stuff together. And he was always on the small tire scene back in the day and like NMCA, all that stuff back then. And then lo and behold, Carl's really good friends with Manny. And Manny's been out there racing, tearing it up. And Carl's been going to the races, helping out. And now I think Carlo is going to be Manny's team manager going to next year because, Manny's working on some special stuff for next year and broaden his horizons. And I met Manny because we've been talking about stuff back and forth on different fronts, from the nitro side, pro mod side, all kind of different things. And he goes, "AB, you know what?" He goes, "It'd be cool." He goes, "If, I'm coming to NHRA next year. I'm going to work hard on that coming to NHRA next year." But he goes, "What about if you ever come out to our arena and get into a small tire car and stuff like that?" And I'm looking at him like, Manny, this is the thing, man. I go, I like to go to places and do some different things. I don't mind going testing something, but I got a lot of obligations with different people like Toyota, Macro Tools, Lucas Oil, Hanksterfer, Streamlights. All of our sponsors, we have a lot of stuff going on. And I said, man, they always talk, but they're never serious. People say things, but they never mean it. Then he mentioned it to me again. Then he had Carlo call me. And this was before Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving. And he goes, "I'm serious, Daddy-O. I want you to drive Fred." And he just came off a win with the Fred. And I was like, "What? You want?" I'm like, I never got to drive a small tire car like in a pro stock setting. I always was a huge pro stock fan growing up as a kid. But this is different. It's like a pro stock car, small radial tires with pro mod horsepower. And I'm just like, oh man, this is like, man, I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it. And I got the clearance. And brother, I was like, I'm in. And that's how it went down. Literally, I gave him the final answer the day, like, of Thanksgiving. And I had to book plane fare, everything else. Plane fare was no problem. I couldn't find a hotel in Bradenton, Florida for me to stay at. I ended up staying all the way up near Tampa Clearwater and took the 275 down to 75. We drove like 45 minutes to the track every morning. But you know what? It was well worth it. And I'm telling you, boys, those cars, what they do, I am still fascinated. I was always fascinated how a top fuel car, funny car runs. But to get on a car that has tires that are like junior dragster tires on steroids, and to go low 370s at over 200 miles an hour on 8th mile, that's ridiculous, man. It blew my mind. It blew my mind, fellas. It blew my mind.
So that leads me to two things, because earlier I was watching Joe Costello's show, and Alan was like, "Well, I mean, what was really impressive about it? His pro stock car, his top fuel car goes, 360s, 370s, or whatever it was in the 8th." He's like, "So, I mean, what's the difference? He's done that a million times." And then for you to come on here and say that just proves. But then Drag Racing Central asked, how was it driving a radio car compared to the top fuel car? Like, which one requires more driving?
Well, they're different disciplines, period. Totally different disciplines. And the thing about it is a top fuel car. Okay, let's start with top fuel car. That's what I do, right? So the crazy part is on the top fuel side of things is that the car, you're not going to steer it once you step on the gas pedal. When you step on the gas pedal, a top fuel car, it flickers the left tire up, and then the right tire will come up a little bit, and you got to kind of let it do what it does in the first foot or so. And you don't want to really touch the wheel on a top fuel car until you get about 200 feet, no matter what it does, because you're upsetting the car. And when it gets to 200 feet, you kind of got to like flow it down the racetrack like you're guiding. I actually keep my fingers on top of the butterflies, and they're like scales. So when I mean scales, like if I want to go, if I want to go to the right, the left finger comes up, the right finger drops down. Same thing, vice versa. It's kind of like a scale. And that's how you drive it. You teeter it and you guide it down the racetrack. And the steering's very, very sensitive, and the car drives all over the place. And when you put a little input, it darts because it's accelerating so fast. What I learned about the radio car is that it's very, and the top fuel car's got the big slicks, so it kind of floats once it goes 1-to-1. Where a radio car is really, really glued in. You get what I mean? And you got to remember this. It's a short wheelbase. We're not even pro mod wheelbase. We're a shorter wheelbase. You get what I'm saying? People don't understand that. So Alan, that's why he's up in the booth talking and announcing and not driving. So at the you get what I mean? Right? I'm just being honest. And the thing about it is, and Alan knows, no pun intended, me and him get on like that all the time. But I'm just being for real. The difference of it is it wasn't like the speed of the car going down a racetrack. Of course, my mind had it in slow motion because my mind goes in slow motion when I drive a top fuel car, okay? Because this is what I do every day. Like, remember I always say, it's no different if you got a really great baseball hitter at bat, okay? When he sees a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, he sees which way it's coming and direction it's coming because his muscle memory. He sees it all the time because he hits them all the time, right? Like that ball comes up and pitch your hand, it's going like this. He can see it. He can actually see the threads on the ball, like the stitching on the ball coming at it, which way it's coming, right? Place that ever hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball goes like this. You can't see it, right? So for me, everything I drive is slow motion, no matter what I drive, okay? So when I got in the car, the difference of it was the discipline. And to get me up to speed, we had a GoPro camera in the car because I wanted to see what we're doing. You know what I mean? And that was from the shot people that actually did it there. Thank you very much for the video footage. And when I did my Saturday runs, all the runs Saturday, I'm looking at it because I'm still trying to collect and figure out how to drive the car. And it dawned on me, the car took off, and I knew on that run right there, okay, the car was going, on that run there, the car was going left, okay? And you see in the video where I'm giving it, like I'm trying to bring it right, and I'm turning it a little bit at a time, and the car's not responding, and you can see a yellow middle stripe on the wheel. I'm turning it more and more and more. And then once that sucker shifts second gear, and then front wheels touch the ground, that car went, like this. I was like, oh, my butt cheek puckered up. So when it did that, I brought it back to the groove, and I was able to drive it. And I came back, and after I saw the video, I go, I got you now. So my tone was, keep the wheel straight until you feel the car shift second gear. So as soon as I felt the car shift second gear, and I felt the lockup come in, and it started getting ghost, then I'm like, all right, now I can steer it. In whatever direction they pointed me on the start line, that's the way that drag radial went. It went right there. It wasn't no spinning, getting out of shape. The only thing of it is, if it spun a little bit on the gear change, it will unload the rear end and make the car pull hard right when it unloads. But if it doesn't unload, it usually went left a little bit. So I could tell a little bit if I felt the car go like this, like shake a little bit. I knew it was, when it comes down, it's going to pull to the right. So once it came down, pull to the right, I was already ready to bring it to the left a little bit. And then at the end, you see, when I got to the semifinals and finals, the car didn't move around a lot on the big end. It was just like steady. Steady like Freddie.
I like it.
Those disciplines. That's all it was learn the discipline. And what a lot of people don't know, fellas, is that I got 2 test laps on Thursday. The first one, we spun the tires at the 60 foot. And the next one, the car picked up, and it actually went hard right after the transition because it unloaded a little bit. And I couldn't bring it back because the wheels were on the ground. And I didn't know that, and I shut it off. And once I shut it off, we got back to the trailer. They were like, well, that's good. That's what you're supposed to do. No problem. And then my first run, full run, was qualifying Friday night. Man, they lined that car up perfect. I dropped the trans brake button. We went a 375 and a 9 to put it on the pole. And I never forget, I ain't touched the wheel. The car went that straight. Perfect run.
Yeah.
Antron, I feel like you're just one of the best to take us behind the driver's seat. I mean, that was just like perfect the way you explained everything. So you mentioned the run on Saturday night. How many runs before you actually felt like you were comfortable behind the car? And was there ever a time you were like telling yourself, you're going down there, you're like, I'm not lifting. I'm taking it all the way through. Don't lift.
Man, you know, D, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of those drivers that when things get out of shape, brother man lifting. I'm going to live to race another day. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like, let me tell you something. I'm like that brother. I'm like Dudley up in Friday 13th. You hear something in the woods like, I ain't checking it out. Ain't no need. I ain't going, big dog. You're like, hey, what's that? Ain't no need to find out. Right? So being said, you got to respect other people's equipment on a serious note. Mm-hmm. And I also want to be super safe because I'm learning. You know what I mean? The first time driving this really small wheelbase car like that, a door car that goes that quick. You get what I mean? Like my 371 run in the final would have qualified me to race in the Pro Mod class with small tires and a shorter wheelbase. Isn't that crazy? So think about that. So at the end of the day, when we're looking at it, I was like, I had to learn, and I learned how to pedal it because on Saturday, we're supposed to get 3 runs, but we got 2. And the first run on the heat on Saturday, the car went over to the center line. I was in the left lane, and it wouldn't come back as fast as I wanted to. So I had to lift. I rolled out the throttle, made the front end set down, and I rolled back in, and I still went a 381 and set low to round, I think it was. Or second low.
All right, here we go. AB, here you go right here. Well, let's see if I can get this to play. Uh-oh. What am I doing?
What round's at the final? No. What round's that? I'm racing the blue car. That's qualifying. That's Friday night, right?
Yep. That's the pass that the car went straight down the track.
Yes, that's 375. That was dead straight. That was beautiful. Beautiful run.
Yeah, I have another one here. So I mean, you go on, you win the race. There's more videos out there, but then you got to experience something. I saw kind of you threw it out there to the Miss 5-time, as we call her. We refer to her as Miss 5-time, Erica. She does something that's called drive that, back. And I saw on social media that you got the chance to do that.
Absolutely, man. Next time I think what's going to happen, if I win the top fuel race, I ain't shutting my car off. I'm going out of that second. Give it a couple wah. I'm going to Nitro cost too much.
Yeah. So I remember our conversation when you finally said you're going to do it. Do you remember the question that I asked you?
What's that? After I drove it back?
No. This was well before when you told me you're going to do it. I said, Antron. I said, are you sure you know how to release a trans brake button?
Oh, I remember that. I didn't respond to you. I said because they talking, I was going to let the action speak for itself.
Oh, okay. And that's why before the show, when we first got on, Darren, what did I refer to Mr. AB as?
That was a long time ago.
A true will man.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
A true will man. I mean, you give props where props are due, and you drove that thing.
Man, this is the thing. I grew up. I drove skid steers, dump trucks, septic tank trucks, pickup trucks. I even drove the old school column with the 3 on the column, brother. We had a on the column, So the funniest part of it is that I just love racing, and I told people from butterfly steering wheels to handlebars. If it's got it, I'm on it. And I just love it, man. I just love competing. I love racing, and I love the challenge. And anytime I get to race something, I like doing the different disciplines. Whether it's even driving a road race car, driving a sprint car, driving a midget. All I need is time. You give me a little time, I'm going to get it. And I'm going to have some fun doing it. But I want to compete at a high level no matter what I do. And all I ever tell people is that I just come and give it my all. AB comes to go A to B, and we come to win. And it was a tough race. And let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. Racing Marcus in the final, that race could have went either way. We were just on the right side of it. That was a heck of a final round. And by any means is that we were just on the right end of that win. And we all stepped up at the right time. Jamie Miller tuning the car stepped it up. I stepped it up on the reaction time. And I staged it thin. I didn't throw it in there. If I threw it in there, I could have had a 30 or 20 like everybody else. But I staged it thin like I always do. I popped off a 52 light. It's what I had. And it was enough to get the job done by 0.004 of a second. So our hats off to the other team over there. They have a really great race car, race operation. And I think that was the best race of the weekend right there out of all the classes combined. I mean, that was a race that was won by 3,000, like 3 to 4,000 of a second. What else? What else more you need to say?
All right, Antron. So you said all that, right? I'm out here on the West Coast. We got the March meet. We got the Hot Rod reunion. What would it take to get Antron Brown in a front engine top fuel dragster, a 12-inch wide tire, 3,500 horsepower, header flames 8 feet high in the sky? What would it take to get Antron Brown in a front engine top fuel dragster at the March meet?
I don't even think I need to ride at the top meet. I can just bring that Pro 275 and go to work on all them jokers.
He must have been in the same pits with Lyle Barnett and Stevie Fat Jackson all week.
Yes, I was.
All right.
Yes, I was. I was right there with all of them, man. And you know, Steve, like, you know, Stevie Fast, we talked about it. We're like, he's like, AB, we got to get together with Lyle, with Barnett, and Stevie, with Manny, and get a group of like serious deal racers together. And they're like, AB, we need to go to some money races. He's like, we need to go to no prep. I said, they don't want us over there. They don't want us over there. And I'm like, why? Man, we got to go fun. We need to race with everybody. I think when you get all the different personalities together, like Big Daddy Dave, Martin, all of them, they're good racers. And if you get them together with like Stevie Fast, even get Big Chief back out there. Like, why he don't show no more? You know what I mean? Like, get all the hitters and put a big money race up and everybody come and show out. I think that's what drag racing's all about, is bringing Alex Laughlin. You know what I mean? I'm sure you get Ron Capps out there. Erica will come out there. Enders. I mean, you get all of us together, man. And I think you could put on a show that the fans will truly love to see. You know what I mean? And no matter what we race, it'll be a blast. It'll be a blast.
So we've talked about it on this show, like having like a series or a weekend where, you know, you have to drive a top fuel car. You know, you have to meet a certain time in a top fuel car. You have to be able to drive a pro stock car, you know, a pro mod and a grudge car. Like, you know, you got four different things, and you put all these drivers together and see who comes out, and everything is worth points. I like it.
And put a motorcycle in there too, man. Why you stopping? Do it all if you're gonna do them. Do them all.
Look, he just wanted a little bit of advantage. So we're gonna need Matt Smith. Matt Smith, you are officially invited.
Matt Smith said it too. He drove pro mod cars too. That joker could race anything. Hold up. You talking about a triathlon? Just because somebody's a good swimmer, you take the swimming out? Right? No, you don't. So why are you stopping? You know what I mean? I think we should do it all.
So I mean, I wasn't gonna say this, but you know, other people are saying now, Antron. Then I mean, you just put in a bold, you know, petition for Wes Buck to give you a phone call to come down to World Series of Pro Mod.
Brother, you know what it is? I gotta get a car, man, and I'm gonna work on that. Trust me, believe me. I love the pro mod scene. I love it. I always loved it. But the thing about it is, I gotta get the right type of vehicle to drive. I'm working on that. Believe me, that's in the works. You know, all you gotta do is just say, Gazoo Racing, a little Toyota action in there, a little TRD at the racetrack. I think we can work that out. I think a Supra will make a nice, beautiful new shape and style pro mod car.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Or even a Toyota 86. It's got a little bit longer wheelbase. It can make a funky looking body too. I think we got the makings in the work. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was there, that pro mod scene had me envious. Like, them jokers have a lot of cars out there, and them cars are beautiful. Like, you can see all the different makes and models of cars. You got the old school coupes. You got the new version modern Mustangs, Camaros, Vets. You've got the old school Coupe de Ville. I mean, you got every old Novas. You got every different kind of car. And when you walk down the aisle, every single one of them just look so nice, so beautiful. Big paint jobs, cars to a T. And not only that, you have 32 cars within 1,200s of each other. 32 cars. Anybody's race. From nitrous to pro chargers to turbos to blown cars. You know what I mean? Pick your flavor. Which one you want? Nitrous car won it. You know what I mean? Looking at it like I saw the favorites that could have won. but I saw so many different other vehicles, and I was just like, this is where it's at. They ran for 51. They ran for over 50 grand, $50,000. I was like, these jokers ain't playing. So I would love to get in that, and I love to make a grassroots program because I believe if you can learn how to ride a Pro 275 or 275X car, and you race, and then you go to like the Pro Mod, I think the next evolution is going right to a funny car or top fuel car. I believe those are the pathways that we need to start bringing up drivers and filling our fields in the nitro categories, is pulling the drivers from those classes as they graduate up, like X to Pro 275 to Pro Mod, and then right into a nitro ranks class like funny car or top fuel. Absolutely. Like after driving that Pro 275 car is the same way you drive a funny car. I guarantee you. I came back and explained it to Mark Oswald, my crew chief. He goes, same way you drive a funny car. And I guarantee you Pro Mod's got the same characteristics, where that's why you see a lot of good drivers that come from Pro Mod go right to funny car. You're just going quicker. You get what I mean?
See, Darren, that's just what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about what
Feeder systems.
the elite crew is doing with the feeder systems and having them mountain motors right now. But we're going to switch gears a little bit, AB. We haven't talked to you. I have, obviously, but we haven't. Our fans haven't seen you. End of the season,
going out. Little technical difficulties right there from Sam. He talking about my interconnection all show. Now he's going out.
I'm good.
Man. Sam, you got to set the internet up, big dog.
Really, man? You trying to talk about me?
The internet is set up. That's what happens when it gets to, what is it outside? -8 ambient temperature. So,
what you trying to tell them about your internet cables freezing up?
They freeze. Are you having problems with your internet cables freezing?
Is your fiber
but
not fiber no more? Is ice?
It's ice. But so for you, for the end of the year, you had an amazing end of your 2022 race season, your inaugural season as a team owner, driver. Just kind of walk us through that. I mean, Indy, you guys got a big win. I was glad to be a part of that. And then everything that happened, final rounds for you. And what was that end of the season like for you?
I'll tell you what, after coming out the U.S. Nationals and then going to Charlotte, winning in Charlotte, and making it to the final there in the final in Pomona and stepping up. And, we were right there for that championship. And we had a couple mishaps like St. Louis and a couple races, but it was nothing to hold our head down. It was just what it is. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, for a first year, starting where we came from to where we ended up at, when you go from 12th place in the points to finishing second in the points, that's monumental. And before the countdown, we made our way all the way up to 6th place. So it wasn't like we got to the countdown and then we made our way up by the points being reset. We actually put the work in the last 4 races before the countdown and really made a leap and a jump on the field on the way we were racing and running, and it just set up that momentum for that finals, for those final 6 races. And this year here, we've got a good place where we ended at that we can start from. We have a car that's capable of running mid-60s, and we want to improve upon that. We want to go into the low 60s. And with Brian Karate, Mark Oswald, Brad, and all the rest of our Matco, Lucas Oil, Summit Racing boys, and Toyota boys, we're going to work on that. We're going to make that happen. And we're just playing on it. We're working harder. And this all season, we've got a testing plan in place that we can work and do our due diligence on a lot of things. And we're going to go a lot of laps. We're going to test. We're going to use races to improve. And our goal is when the countdown comes in 2023, our main focus is to be in the top 3 is our goal. And then the last 6 races come out with our best package that we prepared all year long to race for a championship.
Man, it's so awesome to see Antron Brown back in championship contention, winning races, running the 360s is awesome. I got a little stats here just to show the turnaround. So, first 13 races of the year, 5-12 round record at DNQ, but over the last 9 races, including the countdown, 21-6 round record, 3 wins and 4 final rounds. Amazing turnaround, Sam. I mean, you talk about Brian Karate, Mark Oswald, Antron behind the wheel. I mean, that team flat out just turned it around. Like you said, finished second in the points. Man, great turnaround for you and your team, Antron.
Dude, man, I like those stats, man. I like that, man. So the thing about it is that was definitely putting the gas on. And main thing of it is that those other races didn't show what we were capable of. And the DNQ was Gainesville. We were racing in the shootout race, and we went for it to beat Brittany, and we smoked the tires, and then it ended up not causing us not to qualify. So that's just a sad end of the deal, but it is what it is. So this year here, we're hopefully going to start off where we left off at, and we're only going to get better, brother. And the field's only going to get better. Trust me. Everybody's not going to sit idle, so we know we got to do our homework, and we're just going to put the laps in and the time in to be better.
So a little inside joke for you, AB, is I think it was the satin sheets and everything else that, it prepared you. This was your year to do this. Think about Indy. Think about the Indy. For all you guys, and I'm.
Where were you going with this, man? Hey, did you hear him, D? Talk about satin sheets. Man. What you been doing lately, man?
Nah, brother. You remember it was the No. Antron, it was the prophecies, and it was written out for you. The person that knew everything about you. You know exactly what I'm talking about in Indy. Think about it. You know what I'm talking about?
No, you're not. Oh, no, you go in there with preaching. You go in there with preaching, man. Why you going there, man?
Because you gotta show that to mom. You gotta show that to moms. I think what it is honestly, guys, in Indy, I got a raw look into what it's like to be Antron Brown. Like, I'm talking uncut, unfiltered of what these guys and girls that are these professional athletes see every day, hear what people say, like how this man, and I told him straightforward, how this man keeps a straight face and can crack jokes and laugh all day. I couldn't do it. Like, I have, like, Darren, one of these times I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna show you these videos on my phone. And when I tell you, you will laugh, you guys will literally laugh. Antron has some of the wildest fans out there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we do. And I wouldn't trade him for anything else, but some of these cats, man, they'll make you laugh so much, and you got to keep a straight face, and it's a lot of fun though, because you know why? That's what makes this world round. If everybody was straight, we'd be squared and squared out. And the good part is, some things in life, the truth is the best comedy, because you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
So that he goes, so I was about to leave, right? And he goes, Darren, he goes, Sam, nah. He grabs my arm. He's like, nah, you got to come over here with me, right? He's like, just come. So we're sitting there, and this guy's talking. And you know how when you're sitting next to somebody, you kind of give them like the slap on the shoulder, like the nudge. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, AB did that about 20 times, I thought he was like having a nervous twitch, because he just hitting me with his elbow, and I'm sitting there trying to keep a straight face. And this dude is going off, and dude, we laugh about that. he knows exactly what I said. Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
People, AB, we should announce this too. People are saying you need your own reality show, you need your own TV, YouTube channel. we are currently working on that. I've got a lot of footage. AB is just getting old and he doesn't remember his passwords, but we have videos already made. And
password. I got it.
Okay, so
I got it.
Yeah. So we already have that in the work. There's a lot of information and videos from a couple of different races that we have. And so we'll be posting that on his social medias just to kind of give you, like I said, You won't see everything, but you will see a good behind the scenes of what it's like to be a part of Team AB Motorsports.
Hey, Sam and Antron, I don't mean to put you out there, and I'm not saying I want to see it. I'm not saying I want to see it, but I mean, we talked about the call out, and I know there was a bet between you and Brittany. I don't know if the bet was ever paid. I never seen anything. I just want to know what was up with that.
Oh my goodness, who you get that from, man?
I'm not saying I want to see it. I'm just saying I bet's a bet. So I just wanted to.
Well, the thing about it is, first I gotta get my costume. Okay, I got a costume I gotta wear. Okay, third type of costume, and I can't tell you the costume because it's gonna be funny, but it's gonna make me look like Professor Clump a little bit in a blown up suit, and I gotta do a little special little idea.
All I have to say is whatever you do, AB, always remember, nobody beats Joe. Joe don't get beat. I'm sorry, guys. I have to.
Sam,
this guy.
Sam, why are you Sam? You gotta leave that alone, man. You gotta leave it alone. You know, Joe watching this show, and Joe, it ain't got nothing to do with me, man. You can blame Sam. You can find him. He gonna come and hunt you down. And Joe, he lives in North Dakota. So if you can find him up there, it'll be easy to find. It'll be the one chocolate drop up in the snow. Trust me.
Oh man, so many stories, so many good laughs. Man, I literally watched that video like earlier. I scrolled past and watched that video earlier today. But so much is going on, man. We don't want to hold you up too long. Thanks for coming on the show. Glad you had a great time down in Florida. And what's your schedule looking like for PRI?
I'm gonna be all over the place. You can find me at the Hanksford booth. You can also find me over at Summit Racing, of course. You know, hey, let me tell you something. I gotta deal with Summit Racing, man. But I looked online. I found the one thing they don't have. They don't have Pro Mod cars ready available to buy. That's the only thing. They got everything else. I can buy everything else. But I'll be at the Summit Racing booth. I'll be at Dart and Sleeves. I'll be over at Diamond Pistons, Trend, all those types of people over there. And you're going to see me. I'll stop over at like Jessel, Victory Valves, Manly Valves. It's funny. We run Manly on the exhaust and we run Victory on the intake side. So with the best of both worlds, you see me at Pack Spring, of course. So I'm going to be around the whole deal. And you're definitely going to catch me. I'll be spending a lot of time over at the Lucas Oil booth too. So, and I'll be at NHRA. We're making a big announcement. We have a new partner coming on board for 2023. Can't let you know what that is. And you'll definitely
don't text me. Don't text me and ask me tonight, please. Don't email me, nothing. Okay? You gotta wait. Y'all gotta wait.
I'm gonna text you after the show, Sam.
If y'all want to see me in Pro Mod, make sure everybody comes over at the Hanksford booth. I'm gonna put a bucket out. Everybody can start dropping some dollar bills in there because that's all it is. It's a little money. So if you want to see me at the Pro Mod, I'm not promising you anything. I might not be that good in a Pro Mod car. You don't know. But what I can tell you, I'm going to give it my all. Who wants to be a part of it? Who wants to be in?
I just got word that Manny also has a Pro Mod car. And someone literally
who knows
and someone that's watching this show right now literally sent me a text and said Manny has one. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Well, let me tell you something, okay? People don't know, okay? Manny is just as competitive as I am. He is a true scholar to racing, and I'm calling him the mayor, brother. He was walking around that track helping everybody out. If you need something, he's got it. He helps out. It was so cool to see somebody on his car a little bit, give him a little bit. Pro Chargers on there, where I think they helped him out a little bit. And Manny is new to the game, but I told him, I said, man, you need to have some sponsors. I said, you're way too good in the sport. You got a great personality, and he kills it. He competes at a high level, and he races to win. And I'm putting it on blast right now is that if Manny can't, I mean, Manny should be able to get sponsors with no problem. And if they sign up with him, he's going to give them the value that they need and they deserve. And I'm backing him. I want to do something for him. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find something to do, but I'm going to do something for him because I really like racing with Manny. And I think in the future, you're going to see a lot of the Manny and AB connection, especially with Carlo being involved. And Brian Karate, my crew chief, listen to me. He is hooked like a big mouth bass. He was on every website today looking up race car parts and like pro mod parts and everything else. I'm like, oh Lord, this joker's going to own a race car. He's going to be Brian's going to be driving, not me. He's going to be driving. And he is hooked. You hear me? He likes Pro 275. He was working on these cars night and day out there. And Brad, my assistant crew chief, he was on there nonstop, changing stuff, building stuff. Like they're ate up about it. They're like, AB, this is our off season. I was like, hold up, fellas. I still got to pay for all this nitro stuff. We can't do this. But we are going to make a deal to push that direction, and we've got to work hard at that direction to make it happen, without a doubt.
Man, that's exciting.
So there you guys go. A little flavor into the AB world. You heard it here first on the Competition Plus Power Hour. AB, you got a long couple of days. Spend some time with the family. Tell mom and everybody hello for me, but we'll see you guys in a couple of days.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, fellas. Thank you for letting me spend some time with you. Hey, get warm up there, Daddy-O.
Hey, it's like 50 degrees in Indy, so I'm not mad at all. Like,
I'm good at Indy. I ain't talking about Indy. I'm talking about there in North Dakota.
You still need to come up here and go hunting. We still need to make that happen.
No.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
So I'm going to tell y'all something. I can shoot skeet. I'm a really good shooter. I can do all that. I'm not into killing animals. You know what I mean? I hear too many times. I lived in Louisiana. AB, man, let's go out and hunt some gators. Tastes just like chicken. I said, well, if it tastes just like chicken,
pause.
I can go get it from the grocery store. You get what I mean?
No.
He said I get it from the grocery store.
Chicken. They said all day long. I get wings. I get breasts. I get thighs. I get all kinds. I can even get in the frozen section. It even comes breaded already. I can put it in the air fryer.
Man.
You know what I mean? Look. Let me tell you something, man. So what you trying to tell me is I need to come out there and go hunt, right? I need to go up there in the stand and sit up in the deer stand. Why? It's -7 degrees. Is that what you're telling me?
But we got a heater.
And you're gonna tell me
we have a heater.
Feel my toes and feel my fingers, right? So you gonna tell me?
No. See, you got it all wrong. See, we have heated blinds. So you can sit in there in like sweatpants, like how I'm sitting right now. You can literally sit in the blind. It's comfortable.
Oh, it's comfortable, right? And after you shoot whatever you're shooting, then you gotta jump out and chase it down and follow the blood trail, right? Right? You ain't gonna
you follow the blood trail. No, because then you go and get the tractor, and then you ride around the tractor or the side by side.
And hold up. So explain to me when you hunt. Okay, when you hunt, are you putting like the little troughs out there with corn in it, grain?
I plead the fifth.
Are you out there baiting them? Are you hunting? See, I'm thinking hunting, you got to go out there like Rambo. Get what I mean? You got to go out there, be quiet.
That's when I go to Montana.
See, that is the reason why I'm out. Okay? Because when you think you go out there to hunt, you're going to be the hunted. When you go up there and you see this bobcat looking at you, what you going to do? You're going to be like this, and you ain't outrunning it. You ain't no Shaka Zulu. I don't know what you think you are.
That's when I pull my 5.7 on my one hip or my 9mm, and you keep going.
No,
but
hey,
no, that when I
hey, you ever see a cat jump out of a tree?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a bobcat jump out of a tree? You ain't that quick, Big Daddy. You ain't this take the Wild West. You ain't coming out. You ain't got no time. That cat, you ain't gonna hear it. It ain't gonna even go like that until it's too late. You gonna turn around and that cat's gonna be like this. And you know she's gonna be like, she's gonna be like this. And you're gonna be like, I'm gonna like this on my phone. Sam was a good man. Till he got there with that mountain lion. That brother wanted to go do that crazy stuff. He wanted to.
Hold on.
Sam,
Pause. What's that cat?
I'm gonna text it on social media. My brother from another mother. I told you not to go do that.
Not the praying hand emojis. I'm done. Hold on. What is a cat gonna be like? You got to do that pose for me one more time. What's the cat gonna be like? That is gonna be. We need to take that picture at PRI.
Hey, D. This are gonna be like this. hey, and his 9 is gonna be right on his hip still. He's gonna be like this. He gonna pull out, hit 3 shots in the air. Sam's like,
Yeah, I'm here in Southern California. I don't know nothing about hunting, so I ain't gonna add nothing to it.
Hey, just go to the grocery store, D. The grocery store.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. If it tastes like chicken, just buy chicken.
See, okay, we need to address this. I'm sick of people saying stuff tastes like, no, only thing that tastes like chicken is chicken. Period. Only thing that tastes like a steak is a steak.
That ain't true. That ain't true. I can give you some meaning. Close your eyes. You don't know if it's pork or chicken or steak. All depends on how you flavor it. You only know it's steak because you got your eyes open. You close your eyes, I can give you something that tastes just like it. You ate venison before, haven't you? You eat deer meat, don't you? You eat bison, don't you? You ever eat a bison burger and know it's different from a bison burger than a hamburger?
Only because I ordered it. Yeah, true. But chicken is distinct.
See? Hey, you ever had frog legs?
No.
Yeah, I don't like them, though.
Neither did I.
I don't like them.
Neither did I. But it tastes like chicken. It tastes like chicken, but I want to taste to see if it tastes like chicken. Hey, another question for you. You ever had pumpkin pie?
Nope. I don't like pie at all.
You never
Sweet
had
potato only.
pie?
Sweet potato only.
No, I don't eat apple pie. I don't eat pie.
Oh,
no,
man,
I don't like.
you gotta have some sweet potato pie, man.
No.
Potato.
It's like having
you never had sweet potato
that's
pie?
like no, that's like biting into a donut that's got cream filling in it.
D, remember, he lives in North Dakota, big dog.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I thought I was looking for sweet potato pie before.
No, man. I'm 30. I'm almost 32 years old, and I do not eat pie. Like that's like biting into a donut and there's like jelly in it. Like no, that's just not supposed to happen.
Listen to me. See, for him to get sweet potato pie, he's got to go into the exotic food section in North Dakota. it'll be right there with the kiwi fruit. The kiwi.
Hey Sam, don't your family own a soul food restaurant out here?
Exactly.
Hey,
in LA,
hey, North Dakota, man, it's so cold, man. You got to go in the exotic fruit section where they have bananas, oranges.
I'm done. God, we are gonna cancel. AV is getting canceled tonight. Oh man, it's past his bedtime. He's gotta take his meds.
Hey, but you know what though? They do have it in the frozen food section though.
What?
You can make some good smoothies. I'm done, man. Stop messing.
All right. Thanks, AV, for coming on. We're gonna laugh and catch up here in a few days.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, I appreciate y'all fellas, man. And to all the race world out there, we love you. And I tell you what, it was a blast being down there in Florida. If you've never been down to the races they put down there at Bradenton or Orlando with the Outlaw Pro mods and the Outlaw 632, the Pro 275, all those classes, and all the motorcycle 460 classes, you got to go. The Junior Dragster Racing was off the hook too. They had so much stuff, and I'm telling you, it was a show that I thoroughly enjoyed, without a doubt. So if you've never been, you got to go check them out. Thank y'all, fellas. God bless you. We'll see you at PRI.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Man, Sam.
Here we are, man. What? Antron's a clown.
He was on your head. He was on your head, isn't he? He was on your set. He was on your head, Sam.
Man, that dude's a clown. Man, like I said, Antron and I have spent a lot of time together. Like I said, that's like a big brother to me, an idol. But we've laughed, we've shared some, deep moments, and just, as you guys saw, we could crack jokes. Like I had a real insight, like into what his life is like this year. So always great to see, always fun times. But man, just to wrap up this 2022 season is, what we're doing, what I think PRI is like. It's that last hurrah. Everyone gets together for kind of the winter break, and you get to see each other hang out and announce big deals. Silly season are coming. So I'm excited about it all. Like I said, don't forget that Competition Plus Power Hour will be live a couple of nights. Couple of days from the show, just talking to random guests and seeing who pops up and pops in and, has a good time with us.
Thursday and Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time, correct? Is Indiana Central or Eastern Time? It's Eastern Time, right?
They're an hour ahead of me, so yeah, Eastern.
Eastern, so yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, Thursday and Friday. Competition Plus will be going live. Lee Craft and Slam and Sam at the Red Line Oil Booth, correct?
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. They're Eastern. Yeah, because they're Eastern time. So 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 or noon o'clock as I call it, noon Central Time, and that would be, what is that? It's 3 hours different, so that's 10.
Mighty Max
9.
says once you hit Evansville area, it goes to Central, so they're in 2 time zones. Wow. There you go.
Yeah, the split. So if we're at noon my time, so that's 10 a.m. That is 10 a.m. for all you on the west side, on the west coast. So yeah, Darren, I got exciting news. I should have one big press release that comes out, not press release, but big announcement that comes out from PRI about something that I'm going to be working on. You guys heard it here that Antron Brown's YouTube channel will be up and going. We've been working on the content for that. So just an inside look of what AB's life is really like as a team owner and just who he is. You guys, got to see him here, let loose and just be himself. And that's the AB we know, and that's the AB we love. So, Darren, what are you up to next?
Man, none. Just putting together some work for Competition Plus. I got a great video in the works. I kind of announced it last weekend or last week's show, but a cool video, cool piece on a certain top fuel driver from the past. He used to drive the Nuclear Banana. That's all I'm going to say. Had a great year in 1988, so we're going to be reliving.
What's up with all the banana jokes today? Like, everybody thinks North Dakota is so far behind. I'm just joking.
I've never been to North Dakota and never plan on going to North Dakota. So, just saying. Just saying. It's too cold.
Thanks,
too cold for me.
Man, I appreciate it.
Too cold for me.
See, that's the thing. We get all the seasons. It gets to 110 during the summer. So don't knock it till you try it. But there is days where I get off the plane and I'm like, why did I come back here? But but it is what it is. Darren, it's always nice to have you here on the Competition Plus Power Hour, as you are what your official title is what?
Assistant editor of CompetitionPlus.com. Assistant editor.
Assistant editor. There you go. And also the owner of American Hot Rod ENT. So check him out. Check him out on all his social media platforms. I'm Sam and Slam, Outlaw Performance ENT. Big news to come, but we're going to wrap this show up. We've had fun with you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for Shane. Like I said, the best looking man in pro stock in the 2023 race season. And Mr. AB, the newest Pro 275 winner down in the Snowbird. So till next time, you guys,
and the best looking man in media, drag racing media right here, coming to you live from Southern California.
Thank you. Oh, no. I am in an undisclosed place, but I am Thank you. I appreciate the nice words that you would say about me, Darren. I appreciate that. I really do.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll catch you on the flip side. But you guys, till next time, you guys keep the pedal to the metal. God bless, and stay tuned for more content to come. Peace.